Coming to you from the Dean and Ada Gay Sports Complex on the campus of Bakersfield College, you're watching Renegades Softball. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Myers, joined by the Dr. Julian Wilson. And the Renegades taking on the Vaqueros of Glendale City College today. Vaqueros come into the game with a record of 19-10. They are 2 in conference in play. And the Renegades 13-18 overall and 3-3 in conference play. But the problem lately has been that the Renegades have dropped 8 of the last 9 games.
Right.
And really on a huge skid. And I don't think that Casey Goodman, I don't know, what do you tell a team, Julian, after they've had such a dramatic turn of events this late into the season?
Yeah, who knows what to tell a team. There's no rules. Slumps are so tough to deal with. And it's tough, even tougher to come out of them. But some of our greatest teams, that's where they've gotten their greatness, coming out of slumps.
Absolutely. So the Renegades really hoping to get a win here today against the Vaqueros, who are trailing in the conference right now, down by just 1 game, and a chance for them to pull even with the Renegades as we head down the stretch through conference play. The 7th games have already been finished. This is the 8th game of the season for the Renegades in conference play. And Katarina Anzalong is going to come up first. Anzalong, number 15 in the roster. 25 games played so far, 71 at-bats, batting average of .380. First pitch in there for a strike. On the mound for the Renegades today, Lillian Visser. And a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Visser's pitched in 14 games so far this season. Started 12. And she's got a record of 3 wins, 6 losses. One ball, 2 strikes the count. And Anzalong's going to strike out the first one of the game for Visser. We're a little bit late to the program today, trying to get some new cameras working. Unfortunately, Julian, we weren't able to do that. And the only thing we really do is kind of laugh it off as we were running around here like chickens with our heads cut off and my hair on fire.
That's okay.
So the center field camera, we have not been able to get ready to work today, unfortunately, and we apologize for that. Hopefully we'll be able to get that camera up and running fairly soon. We did get some new equipment, wireless equipment that we're using for production up here now for baseball and softball this season. Those will carry over into football season. Actually, we're going to have a camera down on the field during football season this next year.
Yeah,
really getting up close and personal. Going to be a lot of fun to call that. Nice changeup by Visser in there for a strike, and now it's 0-2 the count to Azucena Lopez. Lopez batting .530. That pitch is outside for a ball. And 1-2 the count. Lopez at shortstop today for the Vaqueros. That one's going to be slapped out into right field, handled easily. And 2 away here in the top of the first. Jada Quezada on the play out there in right field. And now right fielder Annalise Ruiz coming up to bat. Pitch high and outside. Visser puts that one right down the middle, and now the count's 1-1. Ruiz batting .373 on the season. The Vaqueros with a couple of players that are in the 300s and up. And just looking at the roster stats, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 players batting above 300. Here's the 2-ball, 1-strike pitch. That one right back to Visser. Looks like she caught it, and she did. And 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first inning. We'll be back with more after this. Up at the bottom of the first inning, it's going to be Bella Harrison, Lillian Visser, and Alexia Martinez. Ball outside, and the count's 1-0. Harrison batting .370 on the season. And she's only struck out once so far in 81 plate appearances. Her on-base percentage is .420. That one's going to hit outside, and it counts 3-0. And that one looked really close. And we got a really good bird's eye view from up here on top of the press box. That one's going to be outside, and Harrison's going to get aboard with a walk. Harrison will be playing second base today. And Lily Visser, the starting pitcher now, up to bat. So leadoff walk for the Renegades. And that one just low enough to get called for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Lily Visser doing it on both sides today. A nice lay-down bunt's going to advance Harrison over to second base. And Visser does her job. One away in the bottom of the first. Alexia Martinez now, the third baseman, coming to the plate. Swings on the first one. That one's driven into left field over the left fielder. Back to the fence. Harrison coming around, and Visser's going to get into second base with a stand-up double. So the Renegades draw first blood. And Marquez is going to come away with an RBI and a stand-up double. And now Lexi Rowland up to the plate. Pitch in there for a strike. Pitch outside, and the count's 1-1. Rowland batting .315 on the season. And another ball, and the count's now 2-1. She's got 15 RBIs and 4 stolen bases, the third leading stolen base leader on this squad. So a walk to start the inning for Bella Harrison, and then Visser bunted her over to second base. And swing and a miss, and down goes Lexi Rowland.
Now batting the pitcher, number 11, Alexia Martinez.
So Alexia Martinez, the designated player, now up to bat. Pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Renegades leading 1-0 on an Alexia Marquez double. That pitch hits the inside corner, and 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Swung and fouled back to the net. The count goes to 2-2. The Renegades with a little bit of activity so far today. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 1 walk and 1 hit. And a stolen base for Marquez. And on that one, I'm not really sure if the catcher, Grace Fitz-Randolph, was paying a whole lot of attention and just kind of let her go. Pitch fouled out of play. Full count to Martinez. That one swung on and fouled out of play. Marquez just fighting them off. They want to have a little bit of a conversation out there on the mound. Not quite sure why. And the coach is going to come out and have a conversation too, and I'm not sure if she got a little out of sorts on that play.
Softball fans, today's game is being live streamed, so if you have friends or family that were
3-2 the count.
let them know they can go to GoGames.com. That's GoGames.com. Navigate to the softball page, and you'll find the link right there.
Once again, Tom Myers and Julian Wilson, and 1 inning almost in the books here. The Renegades really on the board already, being very aggressive, especially on the bases, with Marquez stealing third.
Yeah, and it's a far cry from what they went through last week, with the tough losses, and getting a fast start has always benefited the Renegades. Benefits most teams, but it definitely benefits our Renegades.
So coach checking on the pitcher with a 3-2 count. Alexia Martinez swings on that one, drives it into right field. That's going to bring home a run. And a base hit for Alexia Martinez. And boy, I'll tell you what, I think that one got all the way back to the fence, got past, and she makes it a stand-up double. So a double for Martinez. And Andrea Barajas coming to the plate with a runner in scoring position, and 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch swung on, fouled away. Oh, a nice changeup in there for a strike. And 0-2 the count. And one of the first times today Mia Sanchez has been ahead of the Renegade batters. That one's going to be fouled back, and it's going to go into the net. Oh, 2 still the count. Andrea Barajas at the plate. Pitch high and outside. And it's 1-2 the count. As Julian Wilson gets a little bit of a giggle of the screaming coming out of the dugout.
I've never seen me scream at
Boy,
a ball.
softball players are fun, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Screaming
That
about
one
a
right
ball.
down to third base. It'll be handled well. So 2 runs on the board for the Renegades in this opening first inning. It's the Renegades 2, the Vaqueros 0. Jasmine Jaquez, Mia Sanchez, and Olivia Ziebel-White at the top of the second inning as the Renegades lead the Vaqueros of Glendale City College 2-0. Lillian Visser had a pretty good first inning. That one misses off the outside. The count's 1 ball, no strikes. That one swung on, fouled away. Down third base, and the count's 1-1. Jasmine Jaquez, the freshman, 72 at bats so far this season, batting .389. That one into left field, covered by the Renegades, and 1 away. So 4 up, 4 down so far for Visser. In an outing where the Renegades really have to get a win today to kind of stop the bleeding. And Mia Sanchez, the pitcher, now up to bat for the Vaqueros. First pitch outside is a ball. A little bit of a crowd up here for a Tuesday afternoon. Nice to have fans here. That one's going to be popped, and it's going to drop down into center field. And a base hit for Mia Sanchez. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second, the top of the second inning. Olivia Ziebel-White now up to bat. White batting .301, fouls it back to the net. White batting .301 on the season. That one swung it into right field. It's going to be over the right fielder's head all the way to the track. And a double, stand-up double for White. Now 2 on and 1 out here in the top of the second. And I'll tell you what, kind of surprising that Jada Quezada was playing so far in on that. Had no chance on that one that was driven all the way to the warning track. And then bounced into the wall and just stayed there. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
And here's Casey.
And now Goodman's going to come out to the mound and have a little bit of a talk with 2 runners on here. And this is the point where you really don't want to squander that 2-0 lead.
Right.
But 2 hits in a row. And the Renegades just trying to figure a way out of this one with 1 down here in the top of the second inning. You know, Julian, it's great to be back doing a couple of broadcasts. We had a little bit of a hiatus there, trying to figure out a couple of logistical issues with the athletic department, but I think we've got that kind of figured out now. Maybe going to be back for a few more for the rest of this season. And then, of course, we're looking forward to kicking off football season next season with multiple cameras that are going to be used. Yeah. It's going to be a big streaming event. Way better coverage than we've ever had before. We're actually bringing the camera crew. We're going to have 4 cameras running a lot closer to the action down on the concourse as opposed to being up on the top that we've been in previous years. So really looking forward to much better coverage next season. And another hit. That one's right up the middle. And 1 run's going to come across. And the Vaqueros on the board now, trailing 2-1 with 1 out and runners at the corners. And Visser's given up 3 hits in a row now to the Vaqueros after getting the first out of the inning. So Isabel Mendoza now up to bat for the Vaqueros, the designated player. And that one's driven right down third line. And a hard one to handle. And another runner's going to come across. And 4 hits in a row for the Vaqueros. And wow, that was a shot right down the line. And that's a tough one to handle, I'll tell you what, especially when it's flying at you like that. And Grace Fitz-Randolph now up to bat. First pitch in there for a strike. Fitz-Randolph, the number 9 batter in the order. And it was 1, 2, 3 for the top of the order for Visser at the beginning of the game.
Right.
Then she got Jacquez to fly out to left field. Followed by hits by Sanchez, White, Perez, and Mendoza. And 2 runs across, and this game is tied. Pitch outside. Randolph trying to bunt over Mendoza and Perez. Randolph showing bunt. That one's outside. Now the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one's in there high, and now the count goes full. And I'll tell you right here, Visser's got to throw a strike. The last thing you want to do is give that batter a chance to walk down the line.
Exactly. We do want to load the bases. Exactly.
And show and bunt, go right at her and throw that strike, because if she pulls away, that one's fouled back to the net. And Visser's going to have to cover and possibly throw over to third if she has the time. Because you want to get that lead runner, but if you don't have a chance, you're going to have to go to first, but then you only have 1 out to go. And she's going to walk the batter. And now bases are loaded for Lily Visser here in the top of the second inning. And the game is tied at 2, and the Renegades trying to fight their way out of a jam here with only one down. And they're back to the top of the order with Katarina Anzalong. And first pitch called strike, and I think I might have that name wrong. You'll have to forgive me. It might be Anzalone. I'm going to correct that. That one's popped into left field. Oh, and it gets in there just shy. And the player's going to get called over at third base. Boy, I tell you what, I didn't really see that call, but it wasn't a forced play.
Right.
Well, actually, it was a forced play. Never mind. The ball dropped, and they had to hold because they didn't know if it was going to be a catcher or not. So a smart play, but a run comes across, and now the Renegades trail 3-2 here in the top of the second. A couple of runners are going to advance on that play. And it is Katarina Anzalone. So my apologies to any family members that may be watching today. We received the rosters kind of late, and they were a little hard to read, that extra print when you get the copy. That's going to be driven into center field. It will be covered. And 3 away now in the top of the second inning. But the damage is done. 3 runs across, and the Renegades trailing 3-2. Back for more after this. Coming back for the bottom of the second inning, Renegades trailing 3-2. And Liz Alderetti up to bat for the Renegades. Ball just outside, the count's 1-1. Already swings on that one, drives it into left field for a base hit. So another hit for the Renegades. BC needs to get hot on offense here. 2 runs in the first inning. And Maddie Ortiz now coming up to bat. Ortiz, the left fielder for the Renegades. First pitch in there for a strike. And that one goes foul. That one kind of looked like it kind of got up into her a little bit. A surprising fastball that was high. At 2 strikes the count against Ortiz. Ortiz batting .271, has struck out 8 times this season. One's going to be fouled off. She was a little late on that swing, but just fighting that one off. And I'll tell you what, right now I think that fastball is coming pretty quick from Mia Sanchez. Sanchez outside, and it counts 1 ball, 2 strikes. And from where we are, it really looks like Sanchez is firing right now on all cylinders. And one fouled off into the pole, and the count's still 1-2. So Ortiz trying to get the timing down on Sanchez. And Sanchez, that one's going to be inside, thrown over first. But already able to get back. But we've seen Sanchez throw a changeup that was pretty nasty. That one's going to be hit into right field. It's going to be just foul. And again, I think right now on Ortiz, probably the last thing you want to do is give her a changeup because her timing would be perfect for a changeup. Fastball foul back. Ortiz just fighting it off right now. And again, Maddie's only struck out 8 times so far this season. And not a lot of strikeouts on this squad for the Renegades. The leader is 14. Ball in there high, and now the count is full. And if you're Sanchez, you really don't want to let this one get away from you. This is about the 10th pitch. That's going to be right back up to Sanchez, who throws over to first. She thought about going to second, but a good job by Alderetti just getting on her horse and heading all the way over in time to beat out the opportunity for a double play. And 1 away now here in the bottom of the second. And now up to bat, Emily Hernandez. Hernandez, the center fielder today for the Renegades. First pitch in there for a ball. 1 away here in the bottom of the second. Renegades trailing 3-2. Pitch inside and in the dirt. Good job covering by Grace Fitz-Randolph, who's done a pretty decent job behind the plate so far. Been a lot of work. Sanchez has thrown a couple of tough ones. Another ball inside. Now the count's 3-0. Pitch in there for a strike. Now the count's 3-1. Now I got to wonder if I'm Emily Hernandez, do I let this one go? And it's going to bounce off her knee. Didn't get a lot of it, but got a little bit. But it was going to be a ball inside anyway. She's going to make her way down to first base. And now Bella Harrison back to the top of the order. Harrison walked in the first inning and scored. Pitch outside, the count's 2-0. One away here in the bottom of the second. Runners at first and second. 3 balls, no strikes, the count. And at times, pitcher Mia Sanchez looked like she was in total control, but over the last couple of batters, kind of the same thing happened to her that happened to Lillian Visser. That one's going to be way outside, and now there's a walk, and bases are loaded. And just waiting for somebody to come out of the dugout and have a conversation to calm Sanchez down. And sure enough, that's going to happen right now. They're going to call a timeout to discuss things. 3-2 lead with bases loaded for the Renegades. And BC with an opportunity to get even here in the bottom of the second. And I'll tell you what, Julian, you said it yourself. This game moves fast. Baseball,
Yes.
They take longer breaks in between commercials. We don't have as much time to catch up on
That's right.
all of our paperwork and the stuff that I'm filling in and trying to keep track of. And I'll tell you what, softball just moves at a lot faster pace. But, boy, what a fun game because it plays on a much smaller field than baseball. Mm-hmm. The action is just so incredibly quick. And a ball to the fence doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be able to get a triple on it. But, boy, I tell you, we've seen a couple of balls go to the fence today and a couple of doubles. Really fun game to watch.
Yeah,
so
softball's a joy to watch. I mean, it's intimate and it's close and it's quick, and people appreciate that, especially when it comes to sports. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Renegades with bases loaded and one out. And Lillian Visser, the pitcher, coming up to bat now, trying to help her own cause. Another pitch outside. I'll tell you what, Mia Sanchez has been going to that outside on these left-handed batters quite a bit today. But, boy, if you're going to get outside, you got to get it a little bit closer to that strike zone. Another one outside. And we've had a couple of days where where I discussed the pitcher was calling that over the stripe on that batter's box on the outside. I don't think the umpire today is going to give the same, and he's going to give that one, though, but that one really did hit the outside corner. Now 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Lillian Visser. And another pitch in there for a strike, and now the count's even at 2-2. That one's outside. Now the count's 3. Oh, he called that a strike.
Well, no.
No, he did call it a
ball.
Hang on one second. Yeah, they marked that up on the scoreboard before I was ready for it. And Visser just fighting that one off. That wasn't even an offensive play. That was a defensive protection there, trying to fight that ball away and fouls it off. And a strikeout on that call, but it's going to advance the runner to home, and the Renegades tie it up now 3-3. So a strikeout by Visser. So Alexia Martinez now up to bat. Marquez got a double the last time she was up and drove in a run. Pitch in there high, now the count's 2-0. Pitch on the corner, now the count's 2-1. Marquez turns on that one. It's popped up. And that's going to be 3 away. But a run comes across. And the Renegades leave 2 runners stranded as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It's BC 3, Glendale 3. Ruiz, Jaquez, and Sanchez up for the top of the third inning for the Vaqueros. Pitch outside, the count's 0-1 to Annalise Ruiz. Ruiz lined out to the pitcher in the first inning. And it was one that was kind of hit like it was in the dirt. Pitch in there for a strike. But a good job by Visser. She was already in the front of the circle as she dipped her hand down and pulled that one out just before it hit the ground. That's going to be driven into right field. Over to cut that one off. Great play over there by Jada Quezada. One away in the top of the third. So fly out to right by Ruiz with Jasmine Jaquez up to bat now. Jaquez flew out to left field in the second inning. She was the first out of that inning. And then Visser gave up 4 hits right after that, a walk and another hit. So not a great outing in the second inning for Visser. Pitch outside, the count's 1-1. Two balls, one strike, the count to Jaquez. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 2-2. Lily Visser would really like to get this out here because the bottom of the order gave her a fit in that second inning. That one's going to be driven into left field. It's going to go through the gap in left center. And a base hit for Jaquez. And really fighting that one off. 2 strikes. And a base hit now. Mia Sanchez now up to bat for the Vaqueros. Sanchez started off the whole thing in that second inning, the pitcher, with a hit. And that one's going to get just past second base. But a good job out there in right field by Quezada, gunning down Sanchez at first base. And boy, if your second baseman can't do it, then at least your right fielder can. What a smart heads-up play out there by Jada Quezada.
We talked about the closeness and the intimacy of softball. You can throw someone out.
You're right. You don't see that in baseball.
Yes, you can throw someone out from the outfield.
Wow, what a great job. You know, I code these for ground outs, and usually it's a ground out to short, a ground out to second. It's never a ground out to right field.
Wow.
So I'm going to code that as a ground out to right field. And Quezada gets the credit for the throw out. 2 down here now. And a runner over at second base. That one's in the dirt, and the count's 1-1. Olivia Ziebel-White got a hit in the second inning and scored. Swings on that one. It's popped up into right field. And Quezada is going to get credit for all 3 outs in this inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left aboard. Heading to the bottom of the third. Renegades tied with Vaqueros 3-3. Back for the bottom of the third inning. With the Renegades, it'll be Roland, Martinez, and Barajas. Lexi Roland, the shortstop, struck out in the first inning. That one then there for a strike, and the count's 1-1. The Renegades so far have done a pretty decent job of getting on base. They left 2 runners on in the last inning. Roland fouls that one back, and now the count's 1-2. So base runners haven't really been a problem so far for the Renegades, just getting them across. They did score 2 in the first inning and 1 in the second. Pitch in there high, and the count goes to 2-2. It's going to be hit over to second base. And right there to cover it, Jaslyn O'Reilly. And I got that name wrong. It's Jaslyn Arreo.
Arreo, yes.
Arreo. So my apologies to Jasmine's family. We're just, like I said, they gave me a roster, and I'm just trying to decode this as we go along here. I will get this all correct, I promise. That one swung on into left field, but out there to cover it, Katarina Anzalone. And 2 away now here. 2 quick outs for Mia Sanchez. And now Barajas comes to the plate. First pitch fouled off. Barajas grounded out to third in the first inning. One ball, one strike to count. That one's popped up. It's going to drop. And a base hit for Barajas with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And now Liz Alderetti, the first baseman, coming up to bat. Alderetti got a hit in the second inning. First pitch on the outside, called for a strike. Game tied at 3. Swing and a miss. And a throw over to first base. And a heads up by Andrea Barajas getting back. Another swing and a miss. 1 runner left on base. And we're heading to the 4th inning. It's the Renegades 3, the Vaqueros 3. Coming up at the top of the fourth inning, it'll be Perez, Mendoza, and Abreu. First pitch in there for a strike. So Visser's given up 3 runs in the game today so far. And BC just trying to hang on and get a couple of runners going here. Nice changeup. Boy, I tell you what, everybody saw that one, with the exception of Alyssa Perez. And, you know, in softball, it's a lot closer distance. The reaction time is almost the same, I think, as baseball.
Almost, yes.
But boy, I tell you what, that changeup is a pitch that some people they think the fastball's coming and that it just throws you off. I've been on the receiving end of a fast pitch changeup for a softball player. Yep. Played a little fast pitch softball back in the day. And one away now in the top of the fourth. Designated player Isabel Mendoza now up to bat. And so far, the bottom of the order hasn't really affected Visser as much as they did in the second inning. First pitch in there is a ball, and it's 1-0 the count. That one swung on, driven into short. And I'll tell you what, an error is going to get charged to the shortstop for the Renegades.
You know, and I don't know. I mean,
Lexi Rowland, I don't know if she should have let that go, but I don't know if she thought that maybe Maddie Ortiz wasn't going to make it in time. And she really didn't have that far to go back. She just wasn't able to get under the ball.
It was just, and I don't know about the reaction. The sun was not a factor. That's the one thing
we know that's not there today. Yep, absolutely. So now Jaslyn Abreu up to bat. Abreu walked back in the second inning. Pitch fouled off to the net, and the count's 1-1. 1-on-1 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Game tied at 3. Pitch high and outside, and the count goes to 2-1. That pitch misses, and now the count's 3-1. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and they're high, and that's the second walk of the game. And timeout's going to get called out in the circle as the Renegades are going to talk this over with 2 runners on and 1 out in the top of the fourth. So Abreu with her second walk of the game. So the only 2 walks that Lily Visser has had today have been on the same batter. So BC really would like to find their way out of the problem that they've got going on right now.
Well, I can see right off the top the communication is a lot different than it was their last game that we had here. They're not taking any chances, and they're actually playing very well against a very good Glendale team.
Well, Glendale would really like to get a win here because it would tie them with the Renegades in conference play. Right now they're 2-3, or 2-4 rather, and the Renegades are 3-3. So BC for a chance to go over 500 in conference play today with a win. One attempt on the play by Katarina Anceloni. Anceloni with a strikeout in the first inning, got a hit in the second. That one back to Visser. Visser over to third, not able to get the tag in time. And another base hit for Anzalone. You can't really call that an error because, boy, that ball was really coming back at Visser really fast. So 2 hits now for Katarina Anzalone. And bases loaded with 1 out. And BC with a lost opportunity there. But again, I mean, what can you do? It's just, and another one right back up the middle. And that's going to score a run. And now an RBI for Azucena Lopez. And BC now trails 4-3. And Casey Goodman's going to come out and have a conversation. And they do have somebody warming up over in the bullpen for the Renegades. So Goodman giving direction out there on the mound. Well, in the circle, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, when you're a baseball broadcaster, you got to really convert your language.
Yes, you do.
Make sure you're discussing the proper etiquette and information. It is the circle.
Yes, the circle. The infamous circle.
So Visser's going to get a stay. One of her teammates offers her a little hydration there. So bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And 1 run has already come across. 8 hits given up so far by Visser in this game and 2 walks. Only 1 error. And that was earlier in the inning by the shortstop. That one, nice snag by Visser. Wow. Reached up and snow-coned that one. And may have just saved a run. The 3rd in a row hit right back at Lily Visser. So right now, Lily Visser is just getting tested. 1 play after another. And a ground out to the pitcher by Annalise Ruiz. And Jasmine Jacquez now coming up to bat. Jacquez is going to foul the first one back. And that one, in case you couldn't hear it, in the stands.
It's supposed to be a softball.
Yeah, there's nothing soft about it. Fly out to left in the 2nd inning for Jacquez, followed by a hit in the 3rd. The only hit in the 3rd, and Jacquez was left on second base alone at the end of that inning. After Sanchez and White ground out and flew out to right, both. In fact, that was a big inning for the right fielder for the Renegades.
And there you go.
And how about that? Just a flip over. And the Renegades get out of a little bit of a bind. 1 run still across, and they trail 4-3 here in the 4th inning. Back with more after this. Back from the bottom of the 4th inning, Renegades trailing 3-4. The Glendale Vaqueros had bases loaded in that inning, and the Renegades managed to get themselves out of a jam. Coming up in the bottom of the fourth inning, it's going to be Maddie Ortiz, Emily Hernandez, and Bella Harrison. Ortiz in the 8th spot. Pitch outside, the count goes even. That one's going to hit the outside corner. And Ortiz behind, 1-2. That one swung on, driven into right field. And a hit for Maddie Ortiz here to lead off fourth inning. Emily Hernandez walked back in the second. That one's fouled away. As Ortiz was hit and run was on, trying to find her way down to second base. And the Renegades being very aggressive on the base paths right now, just trying to score. And again, one run at a time as Casey Goodman is what she's really trying to do. And that one almost thrown away, and I don't know if she's there.
I don't think she.
Oh, they got her. They're saying she was out.
Oh.
That was very close. And we're going to see if we can get a replay on that. But boy, I tell you what, I thought her foot had come off the bag. She didn't really have a hold of the ball. And now Bella Harrison coming up to the plate. Pitch outside, and the count's 1-0. And another pitch outside, and now the count's 2-0. Mia Sanchez was having a little bit of a trouble on those left-handed batters, really trying to find that outside corner. And that one's going to be outside now. And now the count's 3-0.
You know, and on that last play, what happened, that second baseman ran over to cover. The pitcher threw the ball to the second baseman.
Yeah.
She did not have her foot on the bag.
That's correct. And 4 balls in a row. And now 2 runners on and 1 out. With Lillian Visser coming to the plate.
Offensive player number 3, Lillian Visser.
So Bella Harrison has walked all 3 times today. And another pitch outside. Visser has grounded out in the first and struck out in the second. That one's going to be in there for a strike, and now the count's 1-1. Pitch just misses outside. And boy, I tell you what, the official was really looking at that one. Visser slaps that one down the line. And boy, I tell you what, all the way over there to cover it, she was already there, was Katarina Anzalone. So good coverage by the left fielder out there, and 2 away now here.
Third baseman number 13, Alexia Martinez.
So Alexia Martinez now up to bat for the Renegades with 2 out here in the bottom of the fourth and 2 runners on. First pitch called strike. Marquez with a double in the first inning. And then flew out to first base on a pop-up in the second inning. And the Renegades so far today, left a number of base runners on. That one, she pulled on it. It's going to be fouled off over into the bullpen, down along left field line. So 1 ball, 2 counts the strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count, rather. I got that a little backwards. To Alexia Martinez, that one's high and outside. And now the count goes even at 2-2. Swing and a miss, down she goes. So the Renegades, another missed opportunity, leave 2 runners aboard, and they trail 4-3. Back with the 5th inning after this. Leading off for the 5th inning, it'll be Mia Sanchez, followed by Olivia Ziebel-White and Alyssa Perez. Pitch outside, the count's 1-0. Sanchez has held the Renegades to 3 runs so far, doing a decent job. Grounder over to shortstop. And the out over to first base. Got an awfully excited fan base here today.
No kidding.
Great job by Lexi Rowland. And Liz already had to dig that one out of the dirt over at first base. And Olivia Ziebel-White now coming to the plate. That one in there for a strike. A little bit of a change-up by Visser. That one swung on all the way down the line into left field, and it drops. And rounding for third. And White's going to be into third base with a triple. And boy, I'll tell you what, that one just got up in the air and all the way deep. It dropped literally within 5 feet of the warning track. And Maddie Ortiz could not make her way back there in time. And White, the speedy White, around the diamond and into third base. That one's going to be popped up. And calling for it is the right fielder, Jada Quezada. And 2 down now.
Typically, the end of the game, as a designated player, number 23, Isabel Mendoza.
So a fly out to right by Alyssa Perez, and Isabel Mendoza now up to bat. Swing and a miss by Mendoza, and the count's 0-1. Pitch on the outside corner. And that was the outside corner on that play. Visser got a gift on that one. That pitch a little bit high and outside. And now the count goes to 1-2. And that kind of looked like a pitch out on that one. That one's going to be low. And the count goes even at 2-2. Swing and a miss. No runs, no hits. One hit, rather. A triple by Olivia Siebel-White. But she's left on. And we're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Vaqueros 4, the Renegades 3. Back for the bottom of the 5th inning, the Renegades trailing the Vaqueros of Glendale City College 4-3. One and one the count to Lexi Rowland. Well, I stand corrected. They must have taken that one off. It's actually 3-0 now. Somebody on the scoreboard must have gotten a little bit confused. We had 2 balls, 1 strike. Or 1-1 rather. And the ball inside, and now Rowland's going to head all the way down to first base with a gift.
Leadoff walk brings up the pitcher, number 11, Alexia Martinez.
So Alexia Martinez now up to bat. First pitch called a strike. Two the count to Alexia Martinez. Swing and a miss, and down she goes. And one out now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Andrea Barajas now up to bat. Barajas grounded out to third. That one's going to be driven into left field, and a diving catch out there by Catalina Anzalone. Great coverage by the left fielder.
Nice catch by
And Barajas gets robbed on a great play by the left fielder, Catalina Anzalone. 2 down now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Liz Alderetti now. And nobody over to cover, and that ball's going to get all the way back. It's going to go to the track. And rounding for home, Lexi Rowland is going to score. And wow, a huge mistake and a run given up with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Renegades tie it up at 4. That ball got through 3 players.
There was nobody home. I don't know what.
And it was traveling because it moved all the way back to the warning track. And Annalise Ruiz had to run all the way over from right field to head that one off, but it was too late. And Rowland scores, and the game gets tied up now at 4. And I'll tell you what, if you could see a little closer, the face right now of Mia Sanchez and the frustration. She was pitching a winner right now. And that one gets thrown away as nobody was over to cover second base. And all 3 players, the second baseman, the shortstop, and the center fielder, the ball got through all of them. And a walk now for Liz Alderetti. And I'm waiting to see, and I've been right about it so far today. So they're going to come out and have a little bit of a conversation to try to calm Mia Sanchez down. And frustrated with good reason. I mean, she had this thing well in hand.
Yes.
With 2 outs and a runner on, all the way at first base nonetheless. And then nobody's over to cover second base on the throw.
You know, that was a head scratcher. I can't tell if I've ever seen that. That was a head scratcher.
So Maddie Ortiz will be up next. And she grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning and got a hit in the 4th. So the game tied up at 4 now. And BC with an opportunity here to maybe go ahead. Sanchez is going to need to calm down here and take on Ortiz. First pitch in there for a strike on the outside corner. Pitch is high. Already able to get back in time. That pitch is in there high, and now the count's 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 2 strikes the count to Maddie Ortiz. 1 runner on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's going to be popped up out of play. That one's going to be smacked into right field. That'll drop for a hit. Ortiz on with 2 outs. And 2 for 3 so far today. Emily Hernandez now the center fielder coming up to the plate. Runners at first and second with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch in there for a strike. That one's fouled back, and now the count is 0-2.
some noise.
And I'm not sure what that is out of Cherie Shoemaker, our public address announcer. Too quiet. And over to third by Alderready. Alderready paying good attention and catching Mia Sanchez asleep at the wheel on that. And now a runner in scoring position with 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Swing and a miss. Down she goes.
Wow.
And Sanchez.
She let it out.
Let it out. Really looking forward to getting that one, and she does as we head to the top of the 6th inning coming up after this.
15.
Up for the top of the 6th inning, Jaslyn Areu. First pitch outside. Now the count's 1 ball, no strikes. Areu walked in both of her appearances so far tonight, the only 2 walks that Visser has given up today. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 1-1. And I think I can go without saying that Lily Visser really wouldn't like to get a leadoff walk here in the top of the 6th inning. With the game tied up now at 4, it's a whole new ball game for the Renegades. That one's just going to get through over at first base. And a base hit for Jaslyn Areu to lead off the top of the 6th inning. And that was screaming down first base line. And I'll tell you what, Liz already didn't have really much of a beat on it. So Katarina Anzalone now up to bat for the Vaqueros with nobody out and a runner on. It's going to be fouled off. Bunt laid down, a very nice bunt laid down.
Perfect bunt.
And she's safe. Boy, I'll tell you what. Anzalone laid that bunt down just on the other side of the batter's box, right in front of it.
And it just sat there.
Indeed. Boy, did it ever. I'll tell you what, and Andrea Barajas jumped up and tried to throw her down, but she was already down the line and gets safe. And now there's 2 runners on and nobody out. And Anzalone's going to get credit with her 3rd hit of the game now. And Lopez is going to pop one out into center field. And that's going to be covered easily by Emily Hernandez, and 1 away. So a fly out to center leaves 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. And Annalise Ruiz coming up to bat, the right fielder, has lined out to the pitcher, flew out to right field, and grounded out to the pitcher. So she's hit right back up the middle a couple of times. And Visser needs to be awake. Pitch called low. 1 ball, no strikes. "11 hits given up by Visser so far today. She's only struck out 2. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count's 1-1. Good job fighting off the changeup by Ruiz. Fouls that one back to the net. Now the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I'll tell you what, Lily Visser has a pretty decent changeup that she's thrown a couple of times today. Visser's probably coming with a fastball here, and she does. That one's over to second base. And an error as it's going to get through, and nobody's awake. And a run is going to come across. Boy, I'll tell you what. Bella Harrison's going to get charged with the error on that, and a run is going to score. So a big mistake by the Renegades here in the top of the 6th inning, giving up a run. So basically just the Vaqueros getting one back that they lost in the last inning on that errant throw into center field. And Jasmine Jacques now up to bat with runners at the corners and 1 out. And a lost opportunity by the Renegades right there on a routine ground play that should have been handled over there at second base. That one over to short, covered, trying to turn 2. That's not going to happen, but a run is going to come across, and 2 runs come across now, and there's 2 outs. And Jacques reaches on the fielder's choice. But a little bit of damage here. So Mia Sanchez now up to bat. Swung on and missed the first pitch. And a good job over there at second base.
Yes.
So 2 runs come across here in the top of the 6th inning, and the Renegades trail 6-4 by Glendale City. Back with more after this. Back for the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be Bella Harrison, Lily Visser, and Alexia Martinez as the Renegades trail 6-4. Oh, wow, I'll tell you what. Bella Harrison beat that one down the line on a routine grounder, hit over to the third baseman.
And that was a great stop by the third baseman.
That was a great stop. Boy, hats off. But a great job of recovering on that play. So conversation is happening right now as they're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. A little bit of an argument. Not to argue that. Yeah. I've never seen it overturned in all of my years of calling baseball. I've never seen a call overturned.
Yeah, never. And I mean, that That wasn't overturnable by any stretch.
First baseman was right there, made the call.
Yep.
And it's going to be what it's going to be.
Number 3, Lillian Visser.
So Lillian Visser, the pitcher, now up to bat. Lays down the bunt. And she's going to beat that one down the line.
Wow.
So the Renegades now with a little bit of life in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 hits. And trying to figure this one out as they trail by 2, 6-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. And now Alexia Martinez. And Bakersfield College has called a timeout so they can have a little conversation. And my guess is going to have something to do with either a hit and run or stealing third and second at the same time. So look for them to get a little aggressive here. And my guess is Casey Goodman is probably telling them, I'm going to give you guys a signal, and when I do, you're going to go.
That's exactly what she's telling them. I mean, they've talked about it prior to the game, so I would say that this is a review moment.
So the Renegades with an opportunity here to get back in this game as they trail 6-4. And in a lot of these losses that BC has had, they've not been completely blowout losses. A couple of them have been pretty bad.
Yes.
But honestly, they've had a couple of 2-point games here and there where they just weren't unable to kind of capitalize when they needed to. And I think right now, Goodman is saying, you know what, if we haven't been able to capitalize because we haven't been aggressive, now we're going to be aggressive.
And she's recognizing that, and that's why with this score, this position that they're in the game, she wants to make sure that they can get over the top, and they can.
That is absolutely correct. So the Renegades kind of holding tight on this one, really hoping to hang on. So that one driven all the way. Oh, and it's gone.
Over the top.
Oh, my goodness. Alexia Martinez. A 3-run shot over the center field fence, and that was the shot in the arm that the Renegades needed. Marquez just blew that one all the way over the fence. And I said Martinez, but I meant Marquez. I was in the wrong spot on the order. Wow, what a shot, and got all of it. And you can see here, that one, there was no doubt, it was just gone. What an incredible play right there. And the Renegades are back in this one as they lead now 7-6 with that 3-run shot by Alexia Martinez. And nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Keep making some noise. We need that energy, BC fans.
And that being said, the Renegades now with Lexi Rowland up to the plate.
I'm sure that last at-bat was a part of the last discussion. I'm almost certain.
Well, it was part of some discussion. I'll tell you what, and that one's going to be popped. It's going to get down out there in right center. And BC is just on fire right now. Harrison and Visser both getting hits by beating the ball down the line. And talk about some really, really quick hustle as well. And then a home run by Alexia Martinez and a base hit now by Lexi Rowland, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Alexia Martinez now the designated player up to bat. She got a double in the first inning, but went silent since with a fly out to left in the 3rd and struck out in the 5th. Swing and a miss, and now the count's 1-1. Bunt fouled off, out of play. Pitch in there high. Now the count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 runner on. Renegades with 3 runs across so far. And a nice play over there, first place by Jasmine Jaquez. But it advances the runner, and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. So ground out to first base by Martinez, and Andrea Barajas, the catcher, now up to bat. And that one's going to be driven into left field. Easy out for Catalina and Saloni. And 2 down now here in the bottom of the 6th. Liz Alderete now up to bat. Alderete with a hit in the 2nd inning and a walk in the 5th. By the way, that was Barajas' 2nd fly out to left in the last 2 innings. She really likes to go that direction. She also grounded out to 3rd. And I stand corrected. That was a ground out to first base. But still, the 2 of the last 2 bats driven into left field. That one right back up the middle. But the damage is done, and the Renegades get 3 runs across here in the bottom of the 6th inning and take the lead 7-6. Back with more after this. Renegades come out in the 7th inning with a new pitcher, Alexia Martinez. So Martinez trying to get her team over the hump here. Martinez has had 18 appearances and 6 game starts this season with a 4.88 ERA. So trying to get the Renegades past the Vaqueros here. Olivia Zeeble-White leading off in the 7th inning here for the Vaqueros. You'll remember she had that incredibly, just a towering shot into left field for that triple in the in the 5th inning rather. Swing and a miss, and now the count goes to 2-1. So not only was it a big shot down in the left field out into the corner, she has some wheels. That one's going to be fouled off and back, and now the count's even at 2-2. Martinez is the designated player in today's game, so she has not been in the lineup in the defensive lineup. Count goes full to Zeeble-White. Pitch swung on into the gap in right field. Hits the fence on her wheels. And a stand-up double for Zeeble-White. And boy, just coming on strong here. And 3 hits in today's game. So now Alyssa Perez up to bat. Perez, the third baseman, got a hit in the 2nd and then went silent ever since with a fly out to second base and a fly out to right field. Swung on and missed. The count's 0-1. Popped up into right field. Quezada back to head that one off and one away. And now Isabel Mendoza, the designated player, coming up to bat for the Vaqueros. She got a hit in the second inning, reached on an error in the fourth inning, and struck out in the fifth. Pitch in there low, and the count's 1 ball, no strikes. In the top of the 7th inning, and I missed the stolen base there, but I'm sure the viewers at home probably saw it. Again, you know, we said this before, Olivia Zeba-White, super speedy. And so now she's in scoring position, and the chance to tie this game up as the Renegades are leading 7-6. And a base hit into the outfield is all it's going to take. Two balls, one strike, the count to Isabel Mendoza. Mendoza swung on and fouled back, and now the count's even at 2-2. Martinez has been coming after her with that fastball. This might be a good chance to throw a change. Martinez with the 2-2 pitch. And that was a changeup, but it was out of the zone. But boy, what a good pitch. And wow, I'll tell you what, I don't know how Mendoza could hang off of that one. That one's going to be swung on. It's going to drop. And a run is going to come across. And the game is tied up at 7. And Mendoza's going to get a hit and an RBI. And I think they're trying to figure out if they're going to have a pinch runner. So they said 40, and I'm not sure who number 40 is. I think we're going to find out here in a second. Or whatever they're saying. I don't know. 5, I believe is what they said. 25 it's going to be. And we're still trying to figure out number 25 on their roster. And here we go. It's Ariel Flores. So Flores will be the pinch runner. And look for her to go with one out here. And Jaslyn Abreu step into the plate. 2 walks and a hit. Pitch on the inside corner for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. And again, if you're the Renegades, I think you have to make sure that you keep an eye out for second base. This is an opportunity here for Glendale to kind of get ahead. That one's going to be a little bit low, and now the count's 1-1. So we'll see if BC can hold on here. We're kind of hoping to get out of this one and get the game over, but a run comes across and ties the game up, and now they're definitely going to have to go to the bottom of the 7th and maybe even extra innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Jaslyn Abreu. Abreu looking to bunt. Swung on and hit into center field. Not in time for the play. And a base hit again for Jaslyn Abreu, who has just been a thorn in the side of the Renegades today and doing a great job of getting on base 4 times she's gone on base, twice with a walk and twice with a hit in the last 2 innings. And the Renegades are going to head back to the top of the order, and this isn't something that they really wanted to see here. Was Katarina Anzalone. She is 3 for 4. Struck out in the first inning, got a hit in the second, fourth, and sixth innings. And Casey Goodman's going to come out to the mound and have a conversation. And I think she wants to talk to her catcher, and I'm not sure if the issue right now is that they're not calling the right pitches. And Julian Wilson over there choking. Give me your thoughts.
I'm not choking.
Well, it sounds like it.
No. Yeah, Renegades had this one in hand. I think everybody was caught a little bit off guard with that home run. Of course, that's what they play for. So now she's trying to reel them back in. They still have this game. The Renegades still have this game, but don't let it get away right now.
Yeah, tied going to the bottom of the 7th is far better than trailing at the top of the 7th.
Right.
And so right now they're tied, and a chance with 1 out. The Renegades would really like to close this one down here and get to their bat.
You know, and Tom, make no bones about it, this has been a really, really good game for both teams.
Back and forth on both squads. And Katarina Anzalone now up to bat and trying to bat her way down the line. You know, that's the best thing for a softball player is to be a left-handed batter and a chance to slap bunt that ball because you're already down the line and on your way. Mm-hmm. Far different than when it's not made that way. And right there, oh, and it's fouled. Did she catch it?
She caught it.
Yes, she did. Wow, what a fantastic catch by Barajas. Diving forward and 2 down now here in the top of the 7th. And that was going to probably spin backwards and go into a foul play. But boy, Barajas just laying out and getting a great grab on that play. Take a second look right there. Just shot forward. You know, and that's a lot to get up out of your stance. And plus to get Anzalone out after she was 3 for 4 already and she was on a hot streak. So a fly out to the catcher. And now 2 strikes to Azucena Lopez. Lopez flew out to right, flew out to center, got a hit in the 4th, and then flew out to center once again in the 6th inning. That was going to be fouled away. Oh, 2 the count. That was going to be fouled away. Fourth pitch to Azucena Lopez. And she's just fighting her way off. Runners at first and second base, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. That's going to be popped up into right field. Over to head that one off. Quezada. So 1 run comes across, and we're tied up at 7 as we head towards the bottom of the 7th inning. It's the Renegades 7, the Vaqueros 7. Back for the the bottom of the 7th inning. For the Renegades this inning. And Maddie Ortiz. It'll be Maddie Ortiz, Emily Hernandez, and Bella Harrison for the bottom of the 7th inning. Ortiz grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning, but then she went on a hitting spree and got a hit in the 4th and a hit in the 5th. Ball high and outside, and the count's even at 1-1. Renegades really have to, I think they're just going to be aggressive in this inning. Again, you're at home, and it's 7-7. And give it up to Bakersfield College, looking to get a walk-off run here. Timeout called. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slow roller over to shortstop. But a cannon of an arm over there at shortstop by Azucena Lopez. She throws out Ortiz easily. And one away now here in the bottom of the 7th of Emily Hernandez. The center fielder coming up to bat. She walked in the 2nd, flew out to the catcher, center field rather, in the 4th inning and struck out in the 5th. First pitch outside, counts 1-0. Pitch in there low, and now the count's 2-0. Hernandez, the number 9 batter in the order. So we'll head to the top of the order after this. That's Bella Harrison. Pitch inside and high. And Mia Sanchez has pitched this one the entire length. And she's been ahead and she's been behind. But boy, her team really has kept her in it as they're tied 7 apiece. Fastball in there for a strike, and the count's 3-1. Oh, that one hits the inside corner. And I'd like to say the upper inside corner. Count is full. Swung on down third base line. It's going to go into the corner. Hernandez into second base with a stand-up double. Boy, and it was right down the line. And now a runner in scoring position for the Renegades. And Bella Harrison at the top of the order now with 1 out. And a double for Emily Hernandez as she's standing on second base, and a chance to go ahead here. And we've seen Bella Harrison get down the line really fast. In the last inning when they scored 3 runs, she was part of that. Beat out the throw all the way down to first, and then she scored on that 3-run shot by Alexia Martinez. And a timeout is called. They're going to head out to the circle and have a conversation. I think everybody knows right now that Emily Hernandez is going to find her way over to third base one way or the other, whether it's a stolen base or it's a hit and run or a bunt and run. We'll have to find out. And Julian Wilson had to leave the production earlier, but Gio General Al, hey Gio, how you doing, man?
Good evening, everyone. It's a great day for some softball here.
Are we at evening? We're not at evening yet. It's afternoon still.
Good afternoon, then.
I hope it's not. If it's evening, it means I've been here for a very long time.
Well, it could go into the evening if
well,
they keep it tied.
Let's not say that out loud. But the Renegades so far doing a pretty good job, 7-7 game. And you've been bebopping all around here trying to figure some things out. And we're working on camera angles and a few other things we'd really like to kind of get sorted out, aren't we?
Oh yeah. And we hope to get it sorted out for all of you viewers to get a really awesome experience when you watch our broadcasts of our sports.
Yeah, we have a center field camera on a remote, but we haven't been able to get the remote to work. So unfortunately, That's gone down today. Got to get some things put together, a new system put in, and then we'll get it figured out probably for the next couple of matches here. So, once again, thanks, Gio. He's doing the production duties for the remainder of the game today. That ball outside. Now the count's 3 balls and no strikes to Bella Harrison, and Lily Visser is on deck. That's going to be on the outside corner. Wow. Just painting the corner, and now it's 3-1. That one's slap foul. And the count goes full. And honestly, on that one, I think had Bella Harrison laid off of that one, it would have been a 4th ball. And she'd be standing down at first base now. And then a little miscommunication over there. Oh, wow. And another little bit of miscommunication. And a heads-up running by Bella Harrison. And now the Renegades 90 feet, and it's not 90 feet in softball. I believe it's 60 feet now from taking this game. And Lily Visser at the plate. And I'll tell you what, they got a little bit tied up over at third base because I thought that the third baseman was going to take that play. It looked to me like Alyssa Perez was going to get the ball, but then she fell off. Oh, and a bad move. A horrible mistake. But it's replaced by another one, but wow. Awful base running by Emily Hernandez. And I'm not sure what the call was on the play, but she started down the third base line. And Bella Harrison comes up a little bit shaken on the play. And they're going to need a timeout to take a look at her knee. I think she slid in there. I don't know if she bumped her knee into the bag or what happened there. And now she's going to have to walk this one off a little bit. But now there's 2 outs, so the Renegades go from a chance with 1 out down to 2 outs now, and a little bit of life left for the Vaqueros. And the first pitch was in there for a strike. And again, I don't know what Emily Hernandez was told or what she saw, but she started down the line expecting to get a stolen base on that one. And the pitch outside. But I'll tell you what, if you don't have Emily Hernandez at third, at least you got Bella Harrison at third. And Harrison is even faster than Hernandez. That one swung on and fouled back. And now the count's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lily Visser. So Visser with a chance to get a walk-off here for her team. Pitch high and outside. Now the count goes even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's high and outside. And I'll tell you what, Alexia Martinez getting warmed up right now. Hit the home run in the last inning. And another pitch outside. And Mia Sanchez just did not want to pitch to Lily Visser. But boy, you really don't want to have to pitch to Alexia Martinez either. She had a double in the first inning. Flew out to, I believe it was popped up to first base in the second inning. Struck out in the fourth. And hit that shot to right center over the fence in the 6th inning. So the 5th time that she'll face Sanchez today. And that one's going to hit her. And now bases are loaded. And Casey Goodman out kind of talking to the official. Not happy about the play and then pointing over at the batter's box. Or pointing over at the other dugout. And I don't think that was intentional by any stretch of the imagination. And now Lexi Rowland. Rowland lined out to second. First pitch in there for a strike. So Rowland lined out, struck out in the first inning, lined out to second base in the third, walked in the 5th and got a hit in the 6th. And bases are loaded now. Pitch in there a little bit high, and now the count's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled off and back. And Roland was a little bit late on that. 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Bases loaded for the Renegades. Another one fouled off and back. And again, Roland is a little bit late on each one of those pitches. And Sanchez isn't coming with the changeup anytime soon to square her up. And the count's 1-2. Sanchez from the circle. Swung on and missed, and down she goes with bases loaded. And the Renegades miss a golden opportunity. With 3 runners left on base. And we're going to head to extra innings going to the top of the 8th right after this. So one of the things that you don't see in baseball, but you do see it in softball, is Lillian Visser has re-entered the game in the pitcher spot for the 8th inning. So she will pitch to start the 8th inning. She'll face Annalise Ruiz, Jasmine Jaquez, and Mia Sanchez. Ruiz lined out to the pitcher in the first inning, flew out to right in the third, grounded out to the pitcher in the fourth, and reached on an error from the second baseman in the 6th inning. Game tied at 7, and we're in extra innings here at Bakersfield College.
Leading off for the Vaqueros, the right fielder number 33, Annalise Ruiz.
1 ball, no strikes, the count to Ruiz. Pitch is high, and the count's 2-0. That pitch is in there for a strike, and now the count goes to 2-1. Swung on and fouled down the right field line. Out of play. 2-2 the count to Ruiz. Ruiz 1 for 4 today. That went up the middle. And a leadoff base hit for Ruiz here in the top of the 8th inning. Jasmine Jacquez now up to bat.
Baseman number 70, Jasmine Jaquez.
Pitch in the dirt. And Ruiz paying attention, gets a stolen base. And not something the Renegades want to see at this point in the game. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. That was going to get past the catcher. And now a runner over to third base. And the Renegades in danger of giving up a run with nobody out here in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 2-2. Pitch outside, the count goes full. You know, Visser got brought back into the game. That one's going to be popped up into right field. They got to make a play on that and fire it back in. And, of course, honestly, I think that the Vaqueros should have taken a chance there. There was nobody tagging. As Ruiz is just kind of sitting there not ready to go. And I know it was a little bit shallow, but you got to take the opportunity and hope that maybe the throw isn't going to either be on time or on target. So a missed opportunity potentially there for the Vaqueros, and one away. That one's going to go down the line, out of play. That was still in play, but up against the fence. No balls, one strike. Mia Sanchez trying to help her own case here. That one's going to be grounded right back and thrown into home plate for the tag's going to get there. And a great job by Lily Visser once again going up and getting that one and firing to home to get the tag. And boy, I tell you what, a couple opportunities missed by the Vaqueros, and now there's two down. And they're going to have a little bit of a conversation back out in the circle. So as we go back and look at the replay on that, a great job by Visser grabbing it and throwing it home. And the plate was blocked. It seemed like she got it under the tag, but the plate was still blocked, and she hadn't been on the plate when the throw was made. So an out for the Renegades. And a good heads-up play by Lily Visser throwing to home quickly. And I had a feeling she was looking at that in the first place. She was going to go that direction one way or the other. She never even appeared anywhere other but looking down that runner on third base line. And the pitch is inside. And 2 outs now for the Renegades.
Now batting the center fielder number 77, Olivia Zeibel-White.
And this would be one of the first innings in a while where the Vaqueros have not scored a run. And a stolen base by the pinch runner, and I don't know who they put out there. We were unfortunately not paying that much attention at the time, so there is a pinch runner, and as soon as we can get a number, we'll let you know who that is.
Melly, zoom in on the runner on second. The person on second base. Thank you.
As we get the number out there on the second baseman, she would move her arm out of the way. You know, usually when you're looking for somebody, it looks like it's number 10. So that's Georgia Hernandez on second base as the pinch runner. So she has made her way from first to second on a stolen base. 2 balls, no strikes the count. And I'm not quite sure if they're intentionally walking her, they shouldn't be throwing it over the plate. Got to throw that one a little further outside. There you go. So they intentionally walk, with good reason, Olivia Zeeble-White. She's got a hit, a triple, and a double. So one more, a home run would have been for the cycle. So 3 for 4 today. And they'll trade that one gladly for Alyssa Perez, who has flown out to second, flown out to right, and flown out to right. And that first pitch in there for a strike. Pitch outside, now the count's 1-1. And a pop-up. 3 away in the top of the 8th inning. And the Renegades don't give up a run, but leave 2 runners aboard. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning right after this.
Alexia Martinez.
Back for the bottom of the 8th inning, Alexia Martinez up to bat. You'll remember Martinez with that 3-run home run shot. I digress. That was Alexia Marquez. I've got to stop getting the 2 of them mixed up. And boy, that one hit to the right field. Was hoping that was going to be a home run. Then I have a reason to actually be correct. So a fly out to right for the first out in the top of the 8th inning. And Andrea Barajas now coming to the plate. I thought it was Marquez that was actually up to bat, not Martinez. So 1 away with Barajas and Alderete still to face this inning. Barajas 1 for 4 so far today. She grounded out to third base in the first inning, got a hit in the third, and then flew out to left both in the 5th and the 6th innings. It's going to be popped up. Coming over to head that one off. And 2 quick outs for the Vaqueros here. And now Liz Alderete coming up to bat. One ball, one strike, the count to Alderete. Alderete, the first baseman. That one's going to be popped up. And the Renegade's going to go down 1-2-3. Heading to the 9th inning. More Renegade baseball, softball right after this. Lillian Visser back for the 9th inning. It's as if both pitchers have gotten new life bred into them. All of a sudden, they've given up no runs over 2 innings now. And the Renegades really gave up an opportunity in the 7th inning with bases loaded and a chance to win that game. In the 7th, but unfortunately for the Renegades, but a great job by the Vaqueros of getting the shutout there with bases loaded and what surely would have been the end of the game. Ariel Flores, pitch hitting in the lineup now. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Pitch outside, and the count goes even at 2-2. Pitch in the dirt, and the count goes even. And she's going to get a walk down to first base. And again, not the leadoff that you really want to have in a game like this, because every pitch becomes important once we get into extra innings, and the plate gets hypersensitive everywhere. Jaslyn Abreu now up to bat, and Abreu has gotten on base all 4 times today that she has been up to bat. Abreu trying to get Flores over, and that one completely missed. Hits the home plate umpire. And wow, I think right now, Andrea Barajas is kind of talking to the home plate umpire saying, I'm sorry I missed that one. It hit him square right in the chest. I know they have protective equipment, but it's still not fun. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. And up until that point, Abreu was trying to bunt the player over to second base. Doesn't have to do that now. Now, if she wanted to try and bunt to third, that would be a pretty good idea. Just lay that bunt right down third base line. 3 balls, 1 strike the count to Jaslyn Abreu. Abreu walked in the 2nd and the 4th inning and got hits in the 5th and 6th. And she's going to walk once again, on base every single time she's been up today. And now they'll go back to the top of the order with Katarina Anzalone.
The batter, the leadoff hitter, left fielder number 15, Katarina Anzalone.
Pitch outside. Everybody charging on the play, and a great job by the shortstop and the second baseman covering first. And Casey Goodman over to talk to the umpire, and I think that's going to do it for Visser. And that is going to do it for Visser. So now it looks like Cassidy Torres is coming into the game for the Renegades. Torres, the number one pitcher on the squad with 20 appearances so far this season. She's got a 4.91 ERA. She's given up 88 hits, 47 runs, 36 of them earned, and struck out 21. And for good measure, she's given up 3 home runs. And I said she's the leading pitcher. She's the second leading pitcher behind Alexia Martinez, who has pitched 70 innings of play. Torres only 51. So the Renegades kind of looking to hopefully stop the bleeding here as there are runners on first and second and nobody out here in the top of the 9th inning. Pitch on the outside corner for a called strike to Anzalone, and the count's 1-1. Good job by Barajas. A couple of those pitches in the dirt, especially when you got a new pitcher coming in and you haven't warmed up to them yet. Swung on and missed. Kelly trying to slap hit that one down the line. And the count's even at 2-2. Swing and missed. And down goes Cannelloni. One out now here in the top of the 9th. Only the third strikeout of the game for the Renegades. Susana Lopez now. She's flown out to center 3 of the 4 times she's been up and gotten a hit. And that one's going to hit right inside the line. It's a fair ball. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time, and a runner's going to come across for the Vaqueros. So Lopez with a good hit down the line, lands just inside. And the shortstop on first base with runners at the corners now and 1 out. Annalise Ruiz now at the plate. Pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. So Jasmine Arreo over at third base. And Azucena Lopez at first with one out and a chance to extend this 8-7 lead. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Ruiz. And a good job, a fantastic job by holding the runner by Cassidy Torres. Stared down the third base runner to hold her and then threw over to first. That's textbook right there. And 2 away now. So Jasmine Jaquez now up to bat. Flew out to left in the second inning. Got a hit in the third. Grounded out in the fourth inning. And flew out to center in the sixth. No balls, 1 strike. That one fouled away. Now the count's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Pitch on the outside corner. Called for a ball, and now it's 1-2. Swung on and fouled back to the net. We are in the top of the 9th inning. Renegades are 3-3 in conference right now. The Vaqueros 2-4. So both teams would like to get a win today to help out their cause. That one's going to be popped up and into right field and put away. But the damage is done, and 1 runner comes across, and the Vaqueros now lead 8-7. Back with the bottom of the 9th inning after this. Maddie Ortiz will lead off in the bottom of the 9th inning, followed by Emily Hernandez and Bella Harrison, as the Renegades trail 8-7 here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch in there for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Ortiz is 2 for 4 today with 2 hits and 2 ground outs, once to the shortstop and once to the pitcher. Oh, to the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on up the middle. And Ortiz goes 3 for 5 today. And now Emily Hernandez. Hernandez walked in the second, flew out to center in the 4th inning, struck out in the 5th, and got a double in the 6th inning. 7th inning, rather. Oh, and a bad throw. And he's going to say that he got her. He's going to say she got her. Yes, she did. And a good throw by Mia Sanchez. Well, I don't want to say a good throw, but good timing. She did everything she could. I think it was the hard turn to try to fire that ball, but a great job at second base. And 1 away now. Hernandez gets on with the fielder's choice. And now Bella Harrison up to bat. Harrison has been up to bat. This is her 6th time today. The leadoff hitter in this order. She walked the first 3 times she was up in the first, second, and fourth innings. Then she got hits in the 6th and 7th. And she was part of that 3-run score on that home run shot by Alexia Martinez back in the 6th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. And Harrison looking to slap that ball and beat out the throw, which she's done already a couple of times. I don't think she's going to beat it this time, though. It was way too fast over to third base, and a great job by covering. And the Renegades now down to their last out. And I'll tell you what, Azucena Lopez, a heck of a job by covering on that play. A runner does advance, and the Renegades only trailing by 1. Pitch high and outside to Lillian Visser. Ball high. The count's 2 balls, no strikes. Lillian Visser grounded out in the first inning and struck out in the second. Then she flew out to right in the 4th, got a hit in the 6th, and walked in the 7th. Pitch outside. Now the count's 3-0. And Sanchez has a little bit of room to play here. Again, they lead by 1 run, but she can walk somebody, and she's going to do it now. Oh, that one's on the outside corner. He gives it to her. And now the count's 3-1. That one's going to be outside. Now Visser's going to head down to first with a walk. And now Alexia Martinez hit the home run back in the 6th inning. And there's 2 down now. 2 runners on. Nobody's moving. This is the stage of the game where you can't be aggressive. You got to rely. She's going to get hit. A lot of yelling going on here. I don't know if somebody agrees with it or not. And they're going to have a conversation, and I don't think that's on purpose. So anybody having a conversation, we got fans yelling in the crowd, but honestly, it wasn't that far inside. So, you know, it's the second hit batter for Sanchez so far today. And it looks like she's going to get ejected from the game. Now, I don't know the rule is on that. Well, maybe not. Hang on 1 second. I'm still waiting to see. He's marking something down. And a timeout is going to get called. But the bases are now loaded up for the Renegades. And Lexi Rowland is going to come to the plate. And Rowland, in her last 3 at-bats, has walked, got a hit, and walked. So right now, the Renegades have a chance to tie this game up. And Maddie Ortiz led off the inning with a hit, and she's all the way over at third base now. But since then, Emily Hernandez flew out to center. Bella Harrison grounded out to shortstop, or grounded out to third base, rather. And then Lillian Visser and Alexia Martinez both walked. And I don't know what Casey Goodman is discussing with the official right now, but neither of the times that I've seen Mia Sanchez hit a player today looked anywhere near intentional. And batters get hit all the time in softball and baseball. It's just part of the game. Sometimes the pitcher loses control of the ball. They don't know if they're going inside that far. So, I mean, I don't think anything intentional is there, but Casey Goodman is definitely making her case with the official, the home plate umpire, kind of giving him a little bit of the business. And now bases loaded for the Renegades and a chance to tie this one up with 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Mia Sanchez trying to shut the door on the Renegades and come away with an 8-7 win. That one's in the dirt. And 1 ball, no strikes the count. Rowland takes ball high, and the count's 2-0. Pitch in there for a strike, and now the count's 2 balls, 1 strike. That one's going to get through, and a run is going to score, and another run coming around. Is it in time? It is not, and the Renegades score. Fantastic base running by Lillian Visser, and the Renegades get the win in a walk-off hit. Heads up base running by Lillian Visser. All the way from second base, put the motor on, and Casey Goodman waved her in, and the Renegades get a win and improve to 4-3 in the Western State Conference play. A fantastic win for the Bakersfield College Renegades today, and a heartbreaker for the Vaqueros of Glendale City as they fall to the Renegades, and they fall in the standings in the Western Athletic Conference play. Renegades will improve to 4-3. And Glendale will fall in the standings. They'll fall in the standings to 2-5 in conference play. And going back to that replay on the final, you see it gets through. And Visser rounding the bases. Goodman is waving her, and the throw was off the mark anyway, but she still would have beat it on time. And a great job by Lillian Visser. And the Renegades get the win. What a fantastic game for BC today. Gio, your final thoughts on today's game, man?
It felt like baseball. We went to 9 innings, and I think I did a commentator's curse on having us go extra innings. But anyways, that was a fantastic, dramatic game, and I hope you all enjoyed watching this on the BC Athletics YouTube channel.
Absolutely. So for everybody here at Bakersfield College, be sure to tune in or go to our GoGades.com to our webpage to find out any other broadcasts of softball and baseball that we have going on here up in the spring for Bakersfield College. But for everybody here at BC, this has been Titan Tom Myers, proud voice of the Bakersfield College Renegades. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit GoGades.com.